Very first vision board in 2021. I made my second vision board in 2022, and today I'm going to be making my third vision board to plan out a year of success for 2024. So far, I have manifested these following things because I had images of them on my past vision boards. 1, a first class degree from my university. Moving out into my dream apartment with the exact layout and big windows I always wanted. Making influencing my full-time job, opening a jewelry business, getting my 100,000 subscriber YouTube plaque. At the time I put my 100k plaque picture on my vision board, I had 1,000 subscribers. 6 months later, I was holding the plaque. My dream trip to Paris, buying myself a Chanel bag, going on my first solo trip, taking my health and fitness seriously. On top of those 9 things, I had some other really weird things manifest themselves just because I had those pictures on my vision board, even though I didn't particularly have an intention behind them. For example, in 2022, I put a picture of a microphone on my vision board. I didn't have much of an intention behind it. I just looked at it and thought, I want to be interviewed, you know, I want to grow my influencer brand and like have podcasters invite me onto their shows. And now I have a podcast deal with Spotify. I'm close to hitting 1 million downloads on my podcast, and I was on a billboard in London Leicester Square. In fact, billboards all around England and Scotland advertising my podcast because I had that effing microphone on my vision board. And if that's not enough to convince you, then let me explain to you the science behind why and how vision boards work. A vision board is essentially a collage of your wildest dreams and goals in life. It sounds simple and basic, but the reason it works is that it allows you to visualize your success every single day. By looking at your vision board every single day, you are basically immersing yourself into the reality where you get every single thing you want. And here's the thing, the brain can't tell the difference between a real or an imagined experience. Scientific research has been done to show that when you look at this vision board, and obviously your brain thinks that those experiences are already happening because it can't tell the difference, your brain starts creating new neural pathways that can actually create new behaviors that help you achieve all of the goals on your vision board. And so with that, I'm going to give you a step-by-step tutorial on how to successfully manifest all of your desires in 2024 using a vision board, how to create it efficiently and what mistakes to avoid, because a lot of people do the wrong thing and that's why they look at their vision board and wonder why none of it ever came true. Okay, put the scissors and the tape down right now. You first need to get so serious about your goals. I think the smartest and most efficient way to do this is to split all of your goals up into categories. Now, you can completely personalize this to you. I want you to think of your life overall and think of all of the different areas of it. So you have your career, you have your hobbies, you have your spiritual goals, financial goals, friendship, romantic love, family, travel, lifestyle, relationship to self, like your self-growth. Where do you want to be? So what I'll do is I'll literally get the notes app out in my phone and I'll put all of the headings down of each of those categories. Underneath each of the headings, I will bullet point the goals that fit into those categories. You need to get super specific. I wrote down the exact number of money that I want to invest just into my pension, just into my ISA, just the amount that I want to save or put in the stock market. The key with writing out these goals is to dream big, but also within a time frame. For the first time this year, I'm deciding to create a 1-year vision board. So everything I'm about to stick down, everything I'm writing down on my list is just about what I'm going to achieve in 2024 and no other time. Also make sure that I go more in depth about squeezing out all of the possible potential from this year in things that I can get and what I need to prioritize. So my example of dreaming big, but also within the time frame is obviously I'm not going to put down my dream wedding ring because I don't want that in 2024, but I am going to write millionaire status because I genuinely believe in 2024 I can achieve that. When doing it this way, it really forces you to get time specific about your goals and urgently achieve them. So when you're writing out this list of goals, what you're also doing is you're planning out your year in advance and you're also mentally thinking, okay, if these are my financial goals, how am I going to plan it? Is January going to be committed to this? Is my summer going to be committed to this goal? My travel goals? The next step when you're writing out these goals is to write them in present tense. Another really good step to efficient manifestation. Guys, let me tell you, I did like writing out my goals in present tense for the first time in January 2023. Oh my god, yeah, at the beginning of this year, I just had this idea and I thought if I say I already have it, maybe I'll manifest it, and my goodness, did it work. I wrote this whole script using those categories I mentioned before. So underneath finances, I wrote, she has X amount in her bank account. She regularly invests X amount in the stock market. Underneath lifestyle, I wrote, she spends her weekends doing this. She wakes up at 6 a.m. and goes to the gym every single morning with ease. So you shift from I will get to I already do or I already am. I looked at that same script I wrote in present tense back in January last week. every single thing came true. Like, I was literally, like, my jaw dropped when I was reading it because I was like, oh my God, I have that life. Next step is where we start to get creative. It's time to choose your pictures. I personally love to use Pinterest. You can use anything. Google Images, magazines. One thing I started doing when I was selecting my pictures for the vision board I'm about to make was my saved pictures on Instagram or TikTok. I was literally screenshotting them and just pulling inspo from anywhere. Oh my God, you could literally use ChatGPT or AI to make specific images. So when it's time to pick your images, you're gonna keep referring back to your list and you're gonna go through one by one with each goal and then find 1 to 2 images to align to each of the goals you have written down. And the goal here, once again, is to make sure it's specific. That is also why I'm saying try and use something like AI to create your own personal image, because then you know it's personal to you. Now let's go through the 3 big mistakes that people make when they are putting together their vision board. The first big mistake is prioritizing aesthetics. Let's normalize having messy AF, ugly vision boards. These are images that call out to you, that represent certain ideas that are personal to you. It's not about having a vision board that's color coordinated. The second big mistake that people make is lack of personalization. For example, putting the word money on your vision board or a picture of loads of money on your vision board. No. What will you get when you have that money? How will you feel when you have it? A really good example of this is the famous actor Jim Carrey has said in countless interviews that he actually wrote a check to himself for $10 million and he kept it in his wallet every single day and carried it around with him. When he signed the contract to do the movie Dumb and Dumber, he got paid exactly $10 million because he personalized it. He wrote down his name on that check, the exact number he wanted, and then underneath it said for acting services rendered. So we knew exactly why he was getting it, what job he was doing to be able to get that money. Same goes for putting a quote about happiness on your vision board. A much better way to do that would be to select images that represent what happiness feels to you. An example of how I'm going to get personal with my new vision board is the apartment I want to move in to next year. So I know I want to get a brand new apartment in London next year. I know exactly what area it's going to be in, so I've put a road of that area on the vision board. I don't know which exact apartment it is because I haven't found it online yet, but I know what kind of windows I want it to have. I know what layout I want it to have. I know the furnishings and features I want in the living room, so I've selected a bunch of pictures from different apartments on the internet and put that down because I know that will manifest itself into me finding the perfect place in London. And the last common mistake that people make is a lack of personal connection. Once you've selected all of your pictures, I need you to go through as many as you possibly can to Photoshop them to insert yourself into those images. Photoshop your face onto the cover of a magazine if that's what you're trying to manifest. If you want a check for $1 million, Photoshop your name onto it. Just like I manifested my first class degree, I found a picture of somebody else's degree on the internet and I wrote my name on it. The reason this is so important is that it helps with your visualization. Like, you need to be able to put yourself into those images, otherwise you're just looking at pictures of other people living out your dreams on a daily basis. And if Photoshop isn't easy and it's too much effort, another really great and easy way to do this is if you are trying to manifest a dream apartment, for example, you need to pick a point of view picture, right? So as in, if you were in the picture and you were the one taking it, what would you be seeing? So if you're trying to manifest an apartment, you're not going to pick a picture of somebody else standing in that apartment, right? You need to pick a picture of someone holding the keys like that, as if you've taken it, like it's from your eye view. Okay, now we have all of our pictures and we have our detailed specific list of goals, so now it's time for creation. Hello guys, I am now sat down to create my vision board for 2024 and I'm going to do it with you guys while walking you through what my personal goals are. This is a poster board. You can use like a wooden cork pin board. You could just blue tack the images to your wall, whatever you want. I personally like to use a poster board. I got this from Ryman and I always get an A2 size. You want scissors and tape or glue. You can get markers, glitter, tape, whatever suits your fancy. I just like to keep it simple. You're gonna want a nice fun little drink. This needs to be a whole event, okay? Because how self-love of you is it to sit down and take the time out of your day to be like, you know what? I'm gonna prioritize myself. I'm gonna plan ahead for my future. I am gonna do my future self a favor by making sure I have a board full of inspo and motivation that I look at every day first thing in the morning. Wow. Now that you have your creative supplies, the most important part is your pictures. Now, like I said before, I use free prints. This literally just got delivered today. So I think I ordered about 50 images. Guys, we have so much. Oh my God, this is so exciting. Oh my God, I actually have tingles right now. like this is actually going to come true. Like I am in the process of just putting this out into the universe right now. This time next year, I'm going to be talking about this board that I haven't even made yet, talking about how it all came true. Oh my God. Now, let's begin. So, the easiest and most efficient way I like to do this is by taking all of the pictures and organizing them into categories. This is a Rolex. Yes, I want a Rolex. So we're going to put that with like kind of materialistic desires. This is public speaking, so I'm gonna put that in like career. So is this is career, this is career, networking, career. This is more, no, that's materialistic. This is relationships, quotes, that's a quote. That's health, lifestyle, health slash lifestyle, career. Oh, okay, now we're on to travel. Family, that can go in relationships. Home. Each of these groups are going to be placed together in the vision board because that just makes it easier to visualize. The centerpiece of my vision board is always a quote. That is just my personal preference. You can do whatever you like, but for me, I like that to be the centerpiece because to me it symbolizes the theme of that year. It's my personal mantra. So my 2023 vision board, the quote in the middle was, have a vision that makes you want to leap out of bed in the morning. Because I just finished university and my teenage years and going through every single day feeling dread in the morning and not wanting to wake up. And so that was really important to me to create a life I love. And now I'm sitting here and I'm like, I love waking up in the morning. I'm like, I can't believe I'm in this life. You know, I get to do everything I love. And 2024's mantra is all about money, money, money. Mantra is, I will make $1 million this year. I'm gonna put that right in the middle of the board. We are not focusing on sticking anything down yet. That is the very last step. We are just doing placement. I think I'm going to start with relationships because that is the smallest category. I've literally got 2 images. The most important thing we're gonna do now is trim pictures to size. This is where you make it look like very nice and collagey and artsy. And then I'm just gonna repeat the process and keep cutting everything down to size and figure out how I wanna arrange it. Okay, that's health done. Wow, I'm literally almost done. This is so fast. Okay guys, I've got everything organized, and before we stick it down, I'm gonna do the final touch, which is photoshopping my face where it needs to go. So I have this picture of me and I zoomed out to make my face smaller so it would fit any pictures. So I'm just gonna cut that. And then this is gonna go here. Oh my God, that's actually a perfect match. That is actually insane. Oh my God, and I'm wearing gray in the picture so it blends in really well. Okay, boom. Oh, that is so good. Okay. Now for the final step, which is honestly the hardest part of a vision board, is taping everything down without moving this. And stick it down kind of like in stripes, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna start this side. Ooh, okay. And then that's all stuck down in one go. And I just keep going like that, securing every border of the pictures. And right before I do the last step to this process, which is putting my vision board in a place that I can see it every single day, I wanted to give you guys one last piece of advice, which is really necessary to this. I get super intentional with everything I've put on this board, and I put systems in place to make sure that I am consistently achieving them, like flawlessly without even having to think about it. For example, with my financial goals, I have a reminder in my calendar at the end of every single month to budget my paycheck, to put a certain percentage of it into my pension, into stocks, etc. And that means that I am always working towards that goal. That also links into my travel goals. When I get that reminder, I actually have a note every month with the reminder to budget a certain percentage of that paycheck, put it away to live my digital nomad dreams in 2024 so that I can live in other countries. Same with my angel investor goal. I'm currently in the process of doing courses to actually learn it, because a lot of the time we make the mistake of putting these images on the board and just forgetting about them. The last example I can give you guys is fitness. Fitness is really important to me and has consistently been on my vision boards, and it has done wonders because I went from somebody who never worked out, hated the thought of it, didn't know how to approach it, to somebody who does it consistently. And the system I have in place for that is an app called Copilot. And Copilot is an amazing app where you basically write in all of your fitness goals and then you get matched up to a virtual trainer. Okay, now that we know exactly how to make a vision board, let's talk about the correct mindset you need to accompany your lifestyle while looking at this vision board every single day. The first step is visualization. We already know this is important and our vision board is going to help us do this, but what about the days where you're on holiday, you're taking a trip, you haven't looked at your vision board for a few days, okay? So we need to incorporate visualization into our everyday life where it just becomes an easy habit. Remember that every single thought you have creates your reality. So do yourself a favor and take advantage of that fact by implementing thoughts that haven't even happened yet, so your brain thinks, this is just our life now. My visualization is so on point that, guys, I squeal with excitement on a daily basis because the things that I'm not even near to getting yet, I just know I'm gonna get them. Like, I'm just so sure. I have such certainty and confidence around it. The second mindset tip is to speak it into reality. Once again, this links into confidence, which I mentioned earlier, and also the script that you've written out. You need to get so confident that you're gonna achieve things that you can just say them. When I'm talking to my friends, obviously, your trusted inner circle, I say wild things like, yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna be driving a G-Wagon in like 2 years, and like my net worth is gonna reach 1 million soon. So I say it because I know it's gonna happen. There's nothing anybody could say that could change my perspective on that. And that way I am constantly putting that positive affirmation out into the universe. And because of law of attraction, I will receive that. With manifestation, your vibration matters so much. And the things that you think and say matter so much. And this is why people who constantly penny pinch and worry if they're ever gonna have enough money, while that is probably a very valid concern for you and whatever life you live, the more you say it and the more you put that belief out into the universe, the more of that experience you're gonna get back, because that's what your entire belief system relies on. The next part to a correct mindset is to feel it. This is a hack to speed up your manifestations like crazy. And this is how you do it. I want you to take a goal, for example, like loads of money. Let's say you're a millionaire, okay? How do you think you're gonna feel when you're a millionaire? You're gonna feel happy, you're gonna feel secure, you're gonna wake up every day and you're gonna feel blessed and grateful that you're so financially abundant. £100,000 can't make you happy. It's just paper, right? But you feel like when you get it, you're going to have that feeling. We decide what we feel on a daily basis. So if you take that future feeling that you think you're gonna get and you bring it into today, and you wake up today and you decide to intentionally be grateful, and no matter how many you have, just be grateful for the amount you have, the fact that it puts a roof over your head, food on the table, access to the internet to watch this video, you are now aligned to that feeling, to that vibration, to the lifestyle that you will get when you manifest that thing. And that's what pushes that thing that is so far in the future closer to you. An example of this is in my 2022 vision board, I put a picture of Carrie Bradshaw on my vision board. And the reason I did this was I was in a phase where I was rewatching Sex and the City all the time. And I love Carrie Bradshaw because of the way she overdresses. That really aligns to my personal values and how I like to carry myself. And she walks through the streets of New York so confident, turning heads, feeling herself, not caring that she is wearing the most outrageous outfit in a room. And I really admired that confidence about her. And that's why I put her on my vision board. In order to speed up that feeling and speed up that manifestation, I decided as soon as I put that picture down to go out every single day when I'm walking around in public feeling confident, feeling like, yeah, of course, everyone's looking at me. I feel good. I love how I'm dressed. It doesn't matter that I'm so overdressed. On the inside, of course, I felt uncomfortable because I wasn't at 100% confidence yet. But nowadays I walk out and I exactly match that Carrie Bradshaw movie character energy because I knew what it was gonna feel like in the future. So I faked it back then, and that means right now it's a part of my reality. Easy. Step 4 is to write it in present tense, like we discussed it before. If you like to use journaling in your personal growth journey, which is amazing, go you, I highly recommend that, then write. Obviously, I always recommend like writing a diary of your day just to kind of put thought to paper and give yourself that relief and that release. And at the end of all of my journal entries, once I've finished writing about what happened in that day, I write about my goals. I say, I have XYZ, I feel this way, even though I don't, but I'm acting like I do. Another way to do this is a gratitude journal. I am grateful for financial abundance. Even if you're not at your money goals, you are still gonna write that. And the last step I'm gonna give you for successful manifestation is to watch my 2 YouTube videos that go so in depth and detail on manifestation. These are my most viewed videos for a reason. The amount of messages and reviews I've gotten from people from watching these videos saying it changed their life, it convinced them to quit their job, it got them all of their dreams, it changed their mindset, and now they're attracting all of their desires faster than ever before. If you have not watched these videos, you need it. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I personally would love to see your vision boards. If you could tag me in your stories or send a picture to me on my DM. I always have a little snoop on my DMs to see what you guys are up to. I would love that. Have an amazing 2024, you guys. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.